So tonight, Joshua, we've got to remember not to make any inappropriate jokes or potentially, jokes that aren't okay, or Will Smith will walk into the speakers and give us a big old slap.
I'm always scared.
Yeah.
That door's open over there. It's not deadlocked.
Oh, yeah, true. We should put the chain on the door so Willie Smith can't walk through the speakers and come and get us. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Hello, friends, and hello, foes, and welcome to the third episode of the Comedinons Season 2. My name is Josh, and it's a podcast we tried to start with 13 years old, but here we are 9 years later. Joined with me today is the man who parted the Merry Creek to lead 50 vegans into Brunswick. It's Jono.
Yes, we did. I had the hand pan going.
Yeah, you did.
To lead, like
Yep,
the Pied Piper leading all the hippies and stuff across the Merry Creek.
And everyone was going
into Brunswick.
You know, we got falafels over there. We can do it. We've been starving for some falafel and some cafe.
We got lentils. We got caffeine. We got oat milk.
Oh my god, oat milk! And you just slammed your pan on the floor and
My
you
hand
watched the
pan
Merry
into the
Creek,
floor.
which to be fair, it's not that big.
Oh no,
It was a small feat. In fact, a lot of people just jumped over where there was still water.
The vegans are still coming. We need to stop them.
That explains why there's so many in Brunswick. There you go.
But this
I
episode,
mean, 3
Joshua,
3 or 5 6.
3 or 5 6. No, not
No, we're
Brunswick.
not doxing each other. No.
This episode, the third episode, spectacular. Can I just say
Spectacular, you say.
Why do we just have to have round number spectaculars?
It's true. Why
Third
not have an
episode
odd spectacular?
Let's go.
Yeah,
But
let's go.
It's going to be an interesting one because for me, we are recording this in the middle of the night.
It's true. This is about the time when you're getting ready to
So
sleep.
what time is it currently? I'm going to have to duck off mic real quick. It's 9:11. Okay,
9:11.
that's possibly
Now,
the worst possible.
I'll put my hand up and say I'm kind of to blame for this.
Yes.
Work
Kind of.
late.
Work. Yeah.
late.
Work doesn't help.
Doesn't help.
But yeah, normally I go to bed around like 9 o'clock. Wind
so
down.
if we mid podcast just hear,
yeah.
well, no, it's Jono.
It's fine. I take
and then
like
we'll do the wiggles thing.
I take like 3 hours to get to sleep anyway. Oh yeah,
you'll do wiggles. Wake up,
Jono.
Yeah, there we go.
But this episode, we've got some exciting things.
We do.
It is
We
actually
do.
good. I actually hate it when every single podcast goes, "We've got a big episode this week. We've got an exciting
It's true.
episode."
But this time we do have
It's going to be a banger.
We have a big episode.
I think we've been building. 1 was good. 2 was a banger. 3 is
3?
going to be amazing. 4 is going to be trash.
I don't like 4 already.
No. It's not
We're
gonna
in
be
the
good.
future now. We know what 4's like.
But we're going to start off by me playing a game of Barber Roulette.
Ooh.
Explaining my game of Barber Roulette
There you
that
go.
I played. If you don't know what that is, no one does. I
No
made
one
it
does.
up.
I
You'll
don't know
find
what it
out
is.
soon. Then
I've got a little thing that I wanted to tell you that I realized recently.
Josh realized something.
I realized something. Might be a new segment.
Yeah, might be. Then we get inside my brain and we see, am I crazy or is this something that everybody feels? And then we end. This is going to be a banger of an ending. Honestly, this is a banger. This is going to be a banger.
We found a show on Netflix.
We did.
And we watched one episode of it.
Yeah.
And I proceeded to watch another, and I could only say, please do not watch it.
He told
'cause
me
I need
don't
to
watch
tell
it.
you about it. I brought my iPad here because I made notes.
He's got notes. I made notes this episode as well.
Oh, you made
What's
notes
happened
too?
to us?
Yeah. We're a professional podcast now. We've got the tech now.
Yeah, we do. We've got everything. So we'll
Let's get
see
going.
you on the other side of the drums.
Ooh.
So Joshua, if I asked you how to play Russian roulette, which I get that it's probably not the best time to be talking about Russians and weapons.
Good choice
but
right now. Timing is everything.
I was going to change it, and then I'm like, you know what? It's just obvious. Let's just get it out
Let's
of
call
there.
it Ukraine.
Will
Ukrainian
Smith, I
roulette.
can see
Yeah, I
him
know.
creeping out of the...
He does this thing in where he goes, here's Willie.
Yeah, then he's just going to
There's going to
appear.
be an axe.
But if I asked you how to play Russian roulette, how would you describe it?
I mean, there's a gun,
There is a gun,
and there's usually one bullet in it.
one bullet.
Of a chamber of 6, probably.
Yep, chamber of 6,
And it
exactly. So 5 empty chambers,
And then you put it to your head and you...
and you go,
Not dead. Woo.
well, my silence was to indicate that you did die.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so that's how you play Russian roulette. I've decided my life is one giant game of Barber Roulette.
Oh, God.
Because for some reason, I feel like you're one of these people. You have a barber that you go to. He's kind of like a barber hairdresser bloke.
Yeah, my guy knows my family.
Yeah, exactly. So you got one of those guys.
Yeah.
Lots of people, they're like, oh yeah, I've been going to Georgie like for 15 years or something. He watched me grow up.
True.
Like, I used to go to this guy called Vince. He's an absolute legend down on Kilo Road. He's in the back of the Tattslotto shop.
I heard he takes photos on Instagram as well.
Yes.
That's a shout out.
That's true.
Continue.
Yeah, he's literally in the back of a Tattslotto shop. I used to go to him.
Oh, God.
He made me look like an Italian boy every single time, like a little Italian primary school child.
To be honest, you probably deserve that for going to a barber at the back of a Tattslotto shop.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know why I went there, but I go there for years. Since like year 12, maybe 4 or 5 years I went there. And no matter what you told him to do, and no matter what he did, it would literally look the same.
He's like the kind of that guy that'd be like, well, no, I know the best way to do it.
Yeah.
You don't know anything.
One day I'm like, oh, can we get the clippers and we'll just do the clippers on the sides or whatever? And he goes, oh, yeah, okay. Never got the clippers out. But then I'm pinging around. In the 2020 lockdown, when we came out of that, went to get my hair cut. And he was full on like, I think it's time to... in 2020, Jono, I'm going to step away from the Italian boy haircut and I'm going to go for something a little bit more progressive. I found this guy, these like Lebanese blokes, legends, right?
Absolute legends.
Everyone on the Google reviews is saying these blokes are amazing. My granddad went there and he's like, oh, they're really cool. I'm like, okay, like this sounds like a good place.
When your granddad says these Lebanese
blokes are cool.
Yeah, exactly.
If they've befriended an 85-year-old white guy,
exactly.
you know that they're good
it's only going to be good.
Yeah, so I went there. Big red flag, first of all. This is in lockdown. This is when everyone has to wear masks and stuff. Not a single mask inside. Oof. And there's like, I don't know, it's a barber shop. They've squeezed in like extra chairs because they're so busy. There's normally in a typical barber shop, no matter how big it is, there's only 2 chairs.
Exactly.
There's always only 2 chairs. There was 6 chairs going and only 2 mirrors. So you can tell they've crammed everything in.
Exactly.
So that
was very good for COVID.
No, it was terrible.
To be honest.
And the bloke was so aggressive, mean. No. I'm like, okay, not going back there.
Not going back to them.
So I'm starting to realize, okay, this Barber Roulette gun that I've got, it's got more bullets in it than empty spaces. I tried another place after that, and the bloke, he just kept asking me if I wanted a buzz cut. He's like, it would be easier if I just did a buzz cut. I'm like, it would be easier. Like,
it'd be easier for you. That's not what I want, though.
Yeah, exactly. So yes, I've embarked. We're in 3056 now in hippie land, and I thought, there's got to be a million good barbershops in this place because I needed a fresh cut. So I headed down our local main street, and I was looking at the reviews of the first place that I saw. It's like 235 Google reviews.
That's a lot of reviews, to be honest.
So many for a barbershop.
So that's either going to be there's going to be a lot of people that have got a lot of issues, or it's going to be good.
4.9 stars.
Oh, that's good.
Like, yes, amazing. And the first one is like best haircut I've ever had in my life.
Oh.
I can't remember the bloke's name. Let's just call him Mr. Barber Man.
Mr. Barber
Man has raised my kid.
Mr. Obama.
Mr. Obama has raised my kid. I'm like, I feel like there's some like personal issues going on here. But I'm like, okay, let's take the plunge. Let's do it. Open the door. First good sign. Like probably 50-50 really, really, really old Turkish guys and then other 50 like people our age wearing linen shirts and stuff.
These are people that are in there.
These are the customers. These are customers.
Yeah.
So it's like you got the young cool people, so you know that the cut's going to be contemporary, which is important.
But you got the older people who are there because
they keep coming back.
Exactly.
I feel like this happened like 3 times. There was a guy and he kept being like, oh no, you go first. Another customer will come in, oh you go. He was just there for a day out. He was having his coffee, he was there. He was just enjoying it.
Exactly.
He wasn't in any rush to get his haircut. And I still don't know if this was a good haircut or not, right? So this guy, I see there's one.
I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, mate, it was interesting. We'll get into what it looked like afterwards. But there were two barbers on. One guy was clearly the boss man, and he was just kind of walking around singing this song. I think it was an Iraqi song. He was singing it.
Very cool.
Really nice song. He didn't sing it very well, but it sounded nice. And then there's like another guy who's just doing his job quietly, a little bit of small talking, but I really want him. I don't want the big pretentious boss man.
Don't get the big boss.
Yeah, I don't want big boss. I just want Steve, who's
you want the guy that's just going to get in there, do the thing.
Maybe be like, how are the wife and kids?
Yeah, not too much small talk.
Just a little bit.
There's a limit. You know, there's a scale. It's a bell curve.
Yep, there is a bell curve.
There's a limit where it's enough small talk where like you get to know them enough where you're like, oh yeah, this is nice.
Yeah.
As soon as you get over the top where they start talking about their kids who were
yeah, that's right.
That's where you go, oh no.
Or they just start like going on this right wing rant, and you're like, okay, and you just go, you have to go.
Oh, by the way, do you want a buzz cut? No, I don't want a buzz cut.
Yeah, anything to get me out of here quicker. But yeah, it's looking like I'm not going to get boss man because he starts cutting someone's hair when the other bloke, Steve, is like. He's like got 10% more of the haircut to do. Turns out boss man's really quick and absolutely zings through this guy's haircut, and then he just looks at me, and I get the vibe that he's lost a couple marbles along the way. He just turns around and looks at me, and I stand up, and then he turns away from me and walks out the back. So I'm just doing that awkward thing where I've
am I
stood
supposed
up.
to sit in a chair now?
So
am I supposed to sit down?
Exactly. I just go, okay. I think that was him just doing the really nonchalant, cool, you're up. So I've gone, I've sat on the chair.
Okay, but you do realize that, like, if that was just him looking at you, it'd be like,
that's bad.
That's like, you're going to get hit.
Because he could have easily just been like,
that's
new
when
customer.
Willie Smith comes in and smacks you.
Yeah, boom. So I've sat in the chair, he comes back, and he just puts the apron around my neck or whatever, like, all good. We're all good. That was the right thing to do. Right call.
Oh.
And he just starts cutting my hair
without saying anything.
Yeah, and he's just doing the little tidy up, like the lop off the top, a little bit around the back.
That thing that they do around the ears.
Yeah, around the ears, exactly. And I've gone, oh, hey mate, how you going? Nothing.
Oh,
and then
it's the anti.
It's nothing. I'm like, okay, this could be good, but I also kind of want to talk to you at the start.
Just at the start to get a vibe for what you're gonna do.
What you're going to do to me. Anyway, I go, oh, I'm Jonathan, by the way. And bloke turns on. He goes, John! I'm like, okay, first of all, didn't say my name was John.
And then he goes, Jono.
Yeah, he goes, John. And I'm like, okay, yep.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, yep, how you going? He's like, yeah, good. I'm like, oh, what was your name? And he goes, oh, I'm Mr. Barber Man.
Mr. Barber Man.
I'm like, oh, it's nice to meet you. He's like, of course it is. Why would you say that? I'm like, okay, this is like, it's just one of these guys who's like tries to throw you off with jokes and stuff. I'm like, this is not not a good first impression. And then, I don't know, we just do the couple of minutes, like, I want this, blah, 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 blah. He starts doing it. And then I've gone, oh, can I put my glasses here?
Yeah.
And he goes, why wouldn't you be able to put your glasses here? I'm like, okay, well, you're not a nice guy. Like, straight away. So I put them there. And then he goes, oh, you've put them in the wrong place. I'm like, oh my God. Just, can you make up your mind? Just like communicate.
Choose one and then commit to it, mate.
And he's like, I'll tell you where the right place is. And he leaves again. He goes out the back, comes back with like, I don't know what to call it. You know shop mannequins, how they don't have heads?
Yeah.
Turns out all the heads go to this bloke. He brings out a mannequin head.
Oh my God.
Puts it on the damn. I'll try and find a photo from their Google review because surely there's a photo of it.
What the fuck?
Puts it on the little thing where they got their scissors and stuff. Takes my glasses and puts it on the nose of the guy, which was sick.
You know what you should have done? You know how you get him? You take your glasses and you put them on him.
Yeah, exactly. I should have done that. That's actually a good idea for next time. Oh, do you mind if I just put these here while you cut my hair? So yeah, that was strange, but that was funny. And then it's just kind of he goes, John. I'm like, yep. 30 seconds of silence. John. And I'm like, yeah, how you going? Yeah. He's like, we already went through how you're going. I'm like, oh God, this is the most, just wrap up. And then it's silent for a bit. He's singing his Iraqi song again. It's amazing. And then he turns to the guy next to me and goes,
is this Steve?
No,
just the guy in the chair.
Steve's customer.
Right, yeah.
He goes, oh, what's your name? And then Matt starts talking, which is good. And then he just stops and goes, Matt, shh. And he announces to the barber shop, guys, what country is Zambia the capital city of? And we're like, no one really knows.
No, isn't
like,
it's not the capital city.
Zambia is not a capital city. And he goes, I'm pretty sure it's Tanzania. And we're like, no, I don't think that's how it works.
Well, his brain works faster than everyone, okay?
Yeah, it does. And then he stopped cutting hair. Everyone stopped cutting hair at this point. And then he just gets out his phone.
And checks.
Yeah, and he goes, oh, Google. I'm going to set off our thing, aren't I? Oh, Google.
That thing's so sassy.
What country is the capital city Zambia of? And then it just doesn't understand him. And then he just ignores it. Goes back to cutting my hair. It's a decent cut, but at the end he puts way too much gel in it. He brings it right up high. He sprays it like hard as a rock. I remember at the comedy festival, the people out with were like knocking on my head. I've just got this helmet. I think it's actually okay. It's not bad. It just looks like what I normally get.
It's not that bad.
But then at the end, it's always awkward at barber shops. You never know how much you're meant to pay them. Like if you go to these little like guerrilla barbershops, it's always just like all the guys who have been going there for 157 years just like hand them money. So you never know how much you're meant to go. But I stand up and then I go to the till and I'm like, I'll fix you up, mate. And he goes, yeah. And then he goes out the back and then
brings up another mannequin and goes, here you go, replace it with your own head.
Yeah, he brings back an axe.
It comes with everything.
But he's gone for literally like almost 5 minutes. I sit back down at this point.
Whoa.
Steve's not making eye contact with me. I'm like, bro, I need to pay you. Like, what's going on? And then he comes back out with coffees for like all the customers. And he's like, oh, you want coffee? I'm like, no, I don't want a coffee. And then he just takes it out the back. I don't know what he puts it in the fridge and heats it up in the microwave or something.
Probably. He's got a bunch of pre-poured coffees.
Yeah, it was just like instant, but like instant coffee and like a little like espresso cup thing. So it's probably really strong.
Probably got it from Woolies.
And then he just types in $300 on the till and shows me. I'm like, haha, very funny. I'm assuming the joke is it's $30.
And then he goes, pulls up the axe.
Yeah,
like, please.
Give him 40. He gives me 10. I walk out. I don't think I'm going to go back there because
I was going to say. So the answer to that is, how do you think Barber went with that place?
Yeah. So far we're still trying to find the empty chamber.
Mate, have you ever realized was what I wrote on the board?
It was on the little whiteboard,
and it's a pretty dumb because it feels like at the start of any kind of radio segment. Yeah, it could be either. Have you ever realized? It could be a Jerry Seinfeld bit. Actually,
it could be. It will probably work well.
But I thought I would just like something that came to me over the week. So I thought I'd run it by you.
Yeah,
kind of is it just me kind of in a way?
Yeah,
so
all right.
A one for one kind of, honestly.
1 for 1, a penny for a pound.
Have you ever realized that it always feels like everyone has their own way of singing their phone number?
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
And if you do it in the wrong way to someone, they'll go, they have to say it in their way.
Yeah. What you said, singing a phone number. I'm like, yeah. Singing it. Everyone, 0771774.
Well, it's not like a singing, but it is kind of like in a rhythm. It's like, it's 72134
Yeah. Well, who do you reckon is going to be the first person to accidentally say their phone number in this bit? it's going to happen.
I know. I was like, yeah, and you should say it out loud so everyone knows how to call you.
04. Just so I have to remember to go and bleep that, like when I said the address for our house last week. Oh my God. Yeah. Now, everyone says it differently. So I'd say the standard way is... this is so hard to do without saying your own phone number. So
I break it up into 433.
Yep. So
that's how a lot of people do it.
041 234 567.
Exactly.
Yep. But that is so hard to do.
The other day I heard someone go 0412345678.
Oh, that's awful. That seems so long. That sounds like it's got like forever. 20 characters.
And I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do this.
What did they do? How did they do it? So they broke it up.
So they went 04.
Yep.
And then they did the next two. Then they did the next two. Then they 3, 4, 3, 6. So it's three steps. Sorry.
Oh, that's bad.
So it's 04. Then 3. Wait, I did this wrong. No, it's 2.
It's so confusing.
It's 433. So it'd be 2, 2, 2, 2, 2.
Yeah. That's not good. That's not
too many.
good.
I couldn't even do the maths, and that's Like, we have a rule.
Yeah.
No maths.
On this podcast.
No maths on this podcast.
No maths
but
on this podcast.
You understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah. What I've heard some people do before is they will go, it's 04, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I don't like that.
And I'd say that's almost the second most common that I come across. Like, okay, we're talking like 5% of the population who doesn't do the standard, however it is, 4, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. Do you reckon anyone knows what the hell
we're
talking about?
including the 04 in the number? Well, this is 4.
Yeah.
So if it's a 10-digit number,
Yeah.
again, we're not doxing our own numbers here.
Yeah. I was going to say, just use my, I've already said mine out, but it's bleep.
Keep that. I'm just doing the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
It's like, 04, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, that was your actual phone number.
Yeah, how did you know?
Yeah.
Oh, everyone called that number.
Everyone call that number on your screen. Should we get a Comedinons phone number so people can call in?
We could do a call-in thing.
We can actually do that.
That'd be really fun.
Isn't that?
We don't have enough people that would want to call in.
No. But sometimes where I get confused with phone numbers is when you're entering it into like a form or something.
Right.
And sometimes the +61 is there.
Yeah, but do you do that thing where you go, you see +61, I'm like, wait, but is it... Do you
still do the
the 0?
Yeah.
Does the 4 still happen?
Sometimes you need to put the 04. Sometimes you don't. I had an awful one that I was doing the other day. The O was there, but the 4 wasn't there. That threw
What
me
the
off.
hell?
That threw me
That's
off.
weird. They're like, no, just put the 4 in. I'm like, I've never had to put the 4
I've
in.
never had to pour in before. So I'm trying to remember my number, and it's that threw off the vibe because you normally that's the 04 is the first 2.
It's the
first 4.
Base. It's a
so
solid
if your
base.
phone number is 0412, then the number becomes 4123. You're so off. You can't.
And then you're like, how many more letters you got?
And then you can't remember the rest of the number. But yeah. So this is Josh's public service announcement. I think we had one of these with burgers.
True.
Putting the sauce on the bottom.
Just keep
What's
to
your
the
public service?
433, mate.
And otherwise, we'll get my barber bloke to come out with his axe and turn you into a mannequin.
Will Smith.
Yeah, exactly. I'm leaving that in. People like the double one.
I like the double.
Yeah, all right. Now we've got to do another one.
And we could do
to
another
break
one.
it up.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's do
all right.
another one.
I'm going to invite you all, you Joshua, and all the people.
Me?
All the people, the masses of people. Actually, a decent amount of people, to be honest.
The hundreds of people.
Hundreds of people into the mind of Jono.
Yeah, we did this last season with me.
We did actually. We went into
invited
your
me.
mind. Now we're going into my
Wonderful.
mind.
One day.
The reason I wanted to go into my mind is because I think not because I want therapy and I don't want to pay for it, and I talk about it on a podcast.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, of course we'll never use this as a mental health outlet. But I wanted to go into my mind because I feel like these are things that happen to, if not you, so many people.
Well, we'll find out.
These are things, you can see what I've written down here. Unnecessarily anxiety-inducing activities.
Oh boy, there's going to be numerous of these. I'm probably going to agree with you on this.
Yeah, exactly. These are things that you're just going about your day-to-day life, and it's something where nobody cares. People don't even realize it's a situation that could be scary. But
for that select amount of people,
your heart rate is
worst.
going. You think about it for days beforehand, right?
Oh god,
Now,
I can always see where this is going.
The first one is something I know. I've got a couple of driver and car related ones.
Okay,
Because
well, I
so
don't know
much
about
shit
you, but
goes down.
I have no issue with cars.
Exactly. You're not a driver, is what you mean.
I drive sometimes.
Yeah, with a nice yellow sign on the back. But that's just for fun.
Yeah, no, it's just a bit of color.
Just a bit of pizzazz.
How much yellow do you see in real life anyway? Who looks at the sun all the day?
That's true. That's actually a good point.
The sun isn't yellow
There's not
anyway.
much yellow in real. No, it's not.
Flowers are pretty yellow.
Flowers are yellow. The first one is I guarantee people do this. If I'm going somewhere I've never been before, especially if it's in the inner city, you've seen me do this. I will look at the parking situation days beforehand. I'll go onto Google Earth. Go onto
100%.
First step is you put it on satellite mode, right? So you can see how wide the streets are. You can see if there's car parks or whatever. First thing you do, drop into car parks and see if they're meter parking or whatever, right?
Exactly. You want to know what the situation
is.
If you're in the city, is it metered?
Is it a private car park?
Is it private? Oh my God, I got a parking story.
Yeah, go.
Oh, fantastic.
What's your parking story?
Viddles, I got stuck in the bottom of a parking lane going back from a show the other night.
You weren't driving a car?
No, with
what's
my
a parking lane?
One of those big, one of those places in the city where there's like 5 levels of parking.
Yep, a parking garage? Yep.
Yeah, parking garage. You know those?
Yep.
I've never been in one. Wouldn't know.
You were in one with me a couple of weeks ago.
Parked right at the bottom.
Yep.
Got stuck after because the thing ended at the same time as the footy ending and like some theatre shows ending.
Yep.
So at the exact same time, we got stuck right at the bottom and it took us like 50 minutes to get out of there.
So you weren't like locked in, but it was like big traffic.
Locked in.
You were locked in?
Well, locked in the sense that it took us forever to get out.
Yeah, just mega traffic and you couldn't get out.
Sorry to interrupt.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
That's a long time to be stuck.
Yeah, it was forever.
But yeah, step one is you check for the car parks and then you check if it's parallel parking or whatever. And I'm not like, my heart rate won't come down for like another 3 hours until I've actually parked the car and I know I did it and it's all good. But that's
I put that in that same level in way of like going to a restaurant that you've never been before.
Oh my God, it's awful.
And wanting to check the menu.
This is, okay, restaurant's number 2 on the list.
Oh, fantastic.
You go, you check the menu because you don't know what the vibe is.
I'm panicking. Well, maybe if you have certain
dietary requirements.
Yep. But maybe you're just going like, oh no, there's going to be stuff that I just don't feel like eating. Or maybe I just had, pizza and they're going to a pizza place. I'm like, oh God, do I have to like pretend to eat a small pizza or something?
Yeah, that's a good one. My one with restaurants, and it's mainly cafes and stuff, we touched on this briefly last season, is the damn ordering system.
Oh my God.
It's different at every single cafe you go to. Do you stand on the left, the right?
Where do you pick up the stuff?
Oh my God, where are you meant to wait, like while you're waiting for them to make your stuff?
One of those ones where like you sort of have to move through the place.
Oh my God.
This morning I went to get a coffee place because I just went back into the office.
Yeah, into the big smoke.
Into the big smoke. Yeah. And it was a coffee place. You enter in one door, you leave through the outdoor.
Oh, that's awful. That's awful.
And I was sitting there going, oh God, which way do I have to go? Which way do I have to go? And they're all sitting there, but they're not in order of where their orders are. And I found myself sitting in the middle and I'm sitting here and I'm waiting. And the person, I had ordered like a food thing.
Yeah.
And I had to go all the way back to the counter to get the food thing and then get back into the line to wait for my coffee.
That's very confusing.
I hated it.
I feel like the best system
is another door.
When there is no system. Like our little local cafe where they're all absolutely up in the clouds every time you go there. But there's just no system because
there's a centralized area.
You just clump. It's just a big clump, and the clump is good. All right, the third one on my list, this is the absolute worst for me, and I reckon I've met 3 people who also have this. This is pumping fuel. It is absolutely horrendous, and for me, I don't like holding anyone up. I try to be very efficient. I'll get there early just so the person doesn't have to wait for me, right? If I'm paying cash at a shop, which I don't do anymore, but when I used to, I would work out the exact change beforehand, have it ready so I can just give it to them.
That's the thing. I agree with that.
Yeah.
The idea of like anytime you're paying cash, it's not. I'll tell you what happens though. You're okay if you've got a note and you're giving.
You just give them the note.
And you go, that's great. But then you have the problem of
packing it up.
Then it's like, here's like 10 coins.
You just shove it. What you do, you shove it in a random pocket and get out of there.
Out of there. Because there's 2 people behind me, and I'm like, I'm the asshole.
Exactly. You've just got to do anything you can to get through. It's also why I like the self-serve checkout at the thing because at the supermarket there's not like a whole line of people waiting for your.
Talk about things that should have a self-serve checkout. Why the hell do gas stations not have self-serve checkout?
It would literally be the easiest thing, wouldn't it?
That'd be the best.
Because it's not like I think maybe it's so the guy can keep an eye on everyone, but surely they can just see that you've paid. They can just have a little thing so you can just tap and go.
They're basically just supermarkets anyway. Just make it the same way that they're
just put the tap and pay thing on the fuel pump.
Just make it so much easier.
Because But the reason I hate it is because you're literally pumping fuel. It's probably like a 5-minute job. So you park up your car and then there's people waiting behind you. There's 2 or 3 cars behind you when petrol drops below $1 million. Yeah. And you're just holding the pump and they're looking at you and you're like...
in that face that you see from like The Office, where are you going?
Yeah.
They're looking straight at you.
Josh just did an expression on a podcast.
Thank you so much.
So yeah, you just
stay for the video.
There's
podcast.
nothing you can do, and then the very, very worst thing, you're finished. You're done. You've done your fuel. You then have to leave your car, blocking the pump, and go into the shop and pay for it.
There should be like an extra area.
In
Wangaratta,
in like rural ones, they have like a drive forward. Yeah,
rural ones. The one up in like Coburg near where I used to live, there was one like that. It was huge.
That's
amazing.
amazing.
It was big enough that they had a couple of seats.
They had a drive-through one.
Go through. No, you wasn't a drive-through. You park it up there.
Yeah,
and then you walk in.
Yeah, you drive through. Like you drive out of the space into another space. And then we got. Oh, okay. I got 2 more. First one is when you're at the supermarket and you're not 100% sure. This might just be a me problem now. I've started to explain it.
Uh-oh.
You're not 100% sure if it's a zucchini or a cucumber. So,
but they have this. Wait,
they have the knob.
Whoa. This is just you. I don't believe there's. Whoa. Okay, first of all, I have issues with this. I have so many issues with this. First of all, I would love to know.
They have the knob. I know zucchinis have a knob.
Zucchinis have the knob. Also, most of the time, cucumbers, you can buy them fresh.
Yeah.
Most of them have a little bit of the plastic thing.
Yeah, but I don't buy the cucumbers that are in a condom because that's an unnecessary.
Sure, but still, the ones that are not, I'm flabbergasted right now. They have the knob, mate.
They have the knob. Yeah, but
they have the label.
But
they're in a basket.
This is why it's anxiety inducing because you know which one a cucumber. Not my mum. My mum one day she made like a zucchini tart but with cucumbers, and I spent the whole night going, "This is not zucchini. This is cucumber. How can you not tell this is cucumber?" And she was just denying it the whole time. But yeah,
at a certain point, maybe when they cook, they don't taste any. They're fine.
Oh no, a cooked cucumber is the hottest thing on earth because it's so watery.
So much watery.
Yeah, it's
just
like a cherry tomato. It's boiling water. So that's why it's exciting, inducing because there's people like you who I just want to be sure. I just want to check the label to make sure it's a zucchini or a cucumber. And there's people like you who don't understand where my anxiety is coming from.
Oh my God. So we took a break just before this and I made myself a stiff drink.
He did make himself a nice strong cordial with not much water, just lots of concentrate.
Because this is going to get a little
I know the first half of this and I can understand why you get on the fruit punch.
So Jono, a few days ago,
yep.
We were sitting around and we put on the old Netflix.
We did. We put on the Netflix and chill, just two bros.
Netflix and chilling.
Just late at night on a Sunday, just Netflix and chilling.
Chilling like two bros usually do.
What else are you going to do to fight the Sunday scaries?
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing else. Yeah.
And you showed me a thing that I'd never seen
before. I'd heard about this, I think mainly from the Batuta Advocate taking the absolute piss out of it.
Oh,
and
right.
I saw it come up and I kind of thought it was a joke. And then I saw it come up on the TV and I'm like, oh, we've got to watch this.
And what was the name of this show, Jono?
So do I need to hit the opener?
Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry. So first of all,
no, this is good. On air, figuring it out.
Yeah.
The show was called Byron Baes.
Byron Baes.
And that calls for this.
Reviewing me, reviewing you. There is nothing we can't review. Reviewing me, reviewing you. We just have to face it. It's true. Oh, let's review. Not the game.
Not the game, the actual segment.
Yeah. Look, we had a segment, we had a moment where you and me watched the first episode of
Byron Baes.
Byron Baes.
Yeah.
We thought we'd give you a quick rundown of what the hell we understood from this.
Can I go over what I thought the show was going to be about? So, what?
I still don't think I know what it's about.
No, okay, this is the thing. I'm sure we'll get into it, but it's these like influencer people in Byron Bay, and that's I think that was in the title of the show. It's about how Instagram people like to live in Byron Bay. So I thought it was going to be like a TikTok hype house survivor type deal,
right? Yeah,
so
something with structure,
yeah, or like a Big Brother thing. Like
kind
you
of
put all
thing.
these influencers on a
with
a
like
ranch,
some kind of resolution to come.
and they like, I don't know, they do challenges like play the handpan and the wind chimes.
And I think what we realize is it's less that kind of reality, which maybe you and me are maybe familiar with or interested in.
Yeah, it's
and
Byron
also,
Bay reality.
It's the Kardashian reality,
which
it's
I
one of
never
those-
watched, so
I
I wasn't
either.
really sure what was going
I
on.
would never have.
No, no,
sir. No.
It was what I got from the first episode. It's like first there was no narrator or anything.
No, which is weird.
It was so
The one
bizarre.
time that there isn't a narrator that I'm not annoyed at is the one time that I
It's
missed
like
it.
dead set half an hour. You and I are just sitting there going, okay, so I'm pretty sure the intro is like over now because it just jumped straight into like this.
And so basically they bounce around a bunch of different influencers.
Yeah,
Some who have moved
aren't living in the same house.
not the same house.
Yeah, but it's
And
clearly a
and
manufactured story.
And you're kind of supposed to assume that you're being thrown right into the action.
Yeah, like this
With
is
stuff
they
that's
just
not
live like
explained to
this
you.
and do this normally or whatever, and we're just jumping into what's
their
going
lives.
on. Yeah.
So should we quickly just run through like quick few characters that are probably important to the
All right,
show?
I'll bang. You bang through a couple, and then I'll bang through
Right,
a few more.
So I'll give you the first few that
We don't know their actual names.
I wrote down their names.
You did research.
I've
All
done
right.
research. So
we
got-
gave them pseudonyms.
Yeah, so we got Piano Girl. That's the first person.
She was the first character
First
with
person you
this
see.
big boy
Sarah.
piano that she's carrying
Big,
around.
gigantic.
So we know
piano.
she's the music girl.
The muso.
Also plays the ukulele.
Ukulele too.
Yeah.
Supported ukulele too.
So basic white girl
Gets to put it
influencer musician.
Right, yep. And her manager,
Her manager,
who's a bit of a sassy one.
Tim.
Alex.
Alex. Yeah, he changed characters like 3 times in the first episode.
First, you think he's like this sassy person.
The first thing, the first time you hear him, you think he's an asshole because
Right, yeah.
the very first scene is Piano Girl driving down the highway, and she rings, and he's like, "Oh, this is Alex," and she's like, "Oh, I think I've got an appointment with you." He's like, "I don't know, call my assistant," and hangs up. That's like the first scene of the
That's
show.
literally and it feels so weird.
It was so awkward. Yeah,
so awkward, so off. You got sexy boy Nathan, the cowboy,
the
guy that we thought was going to be the cool emotional heart.
Yeah,
kind of a fuck boy.
The guy we're calling the farmer bloke.
The farmer bloke.
Yeah, so we
farmer
saw this
bloke.
guy, and both Josh and I at the same time went, "Oh, this is our man." Like, this is the least Byron Bay guy on this show, 100%.
Turns out he's actually the most Byron.
Yeah,
Bay guy.
he was the worst guy in the show. Like, oh my god.
Right, we got a couple other people. I'll just run through a couple. We got the two sisters.
Like, Belle. We got
Blonde Belle
the Bell
and non-blonde
sisters.
Belle.
Yeah,
We're
one
both
was blonde,
sisters.
one wasn't blonde.
They're basically the fashion people.
Yep.
It's all about the fashion, about the music, about the vibe.
the fashion,
Vibe's a big
which
thing.
is
and we'll get into that later.
Oh, okay, we're going to get into the vibe. Fashion, it's literally white. The white, beige, and black were the only colors in that show.
Continues to be. Trust me.
Okay, so it's a theme. Yeah.
It's a theme.
We got the tattoo guy,
Got
photographer.
the tattoo guy who really hasn't done a lot.
Yeah, right.
We got the guy who's like the professional vibe guy.
Vibes, man.
His name's Simba.
Simba. Okay, Simba.
Simba.
I can get around Simba. We got
And we got
the
Elle.
Northern Sydney beaches guy.
Yeah. And we got Elle, who's the person that throws the party in the first episode. He's like we don't know about a lot. She has a mum. The only one that has an actual family member.
Yeah.
Everyone else doesn't have
wasn't it
family.
Hannah? I think it might be Hannah. Hannah is, yeah. I can't believe we're getting...
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So, you don't know who else. Let's pretend. I'll talk about who else.
Oh, we're getting into Ella. So, yeah, this is
Hannah,
an
you're
important
right,
character,
it's
though. Hannah is where most of the first episode happens, at her house. And her mum also lives there, which is very strange. Yeah.
Byron is an independent nation state in this Orwellian, like, security nation kind of thing where, like, the only thing allowed colors are white, cream, and black.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Like white, cream, beige, and black. But they make jokes about a guy wearing black clothes, and he says he goes to an op shop and turns up in like designer white clothes.
So to get a vibe of how well you and me
Got a vibe.
really, we had no
Baby,
sort of any sense of how to catch up with this.
No.
I went into this second episode
Yep.
telling myself I don't know what to do, but what I did was promise myself that I would keep a sense of what the hell's happening.
Yes,
I'm going to show you the little diagram I drew.
Okay, I'm ready to see a diagram. Once again, Josh is very prepared for an audio medium. Is that ovaries?
What I'm showing is a weird stringy diagram, and I'll probably take a screenshot of this and put this up on our socials.
Put it on the socials. Are you trying to connect the characters and stuff?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of arrows, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bunch of arrows, a bunch of names.
But also...
It's color-coded. Oh, and he wrote heaps of notes. All right, well, let's get into it. We got 5 minutes left. Let's get into it.
Jono, season 1. I hope there's more seasons. Season 2. Yeah. Season 2 of the Comedinons. Season 1 of Byron Baes.
Byron Baes.
Things you need to know.
Should we start a Byron Babes and it's just us?
It's Byron Babes. That's what we call guys who like watching Byron Baes.
Byron Babes. Yeah, that's actually genius.
The big things here are we introduce a couple of different characters.
Yep.
So we know that at the start of it.
I didn't watch this one, by the way. This is just Joshua.
So Sarah, the piano girl.
Yep.
And Nathan have a date.
Who's Nathan? Surfer.
No. Cowboy guy.
Oh, Nathan is cowboy guy.
Cowboy date. Did that happen in season 1?
Cowboy date.
Episode 1. Cowboy and Sarah have a date?
No, that's episode 2.
Oh, they have a date. He says he's going to take her for like a thing around the city. It's literally just a picnic on the beach.
Oh.
Fuck boy.
Is there even a city in Byron?
We find out later in the episode, she literally talks to Surfer Dude, and Surfer Dude completely like outs Cowboy and calls him a fuckboy.
Really?
Calls him a fuckboy.
Wow, to her face?
Yeah, exactly.
Is he there?
No. But we find out.
This is going to get back to the Bell sisters. I guarantee it. Yeah.
The Bell sisters.
They are like the drama farmers of Byron Bay.
We learn that Nathan, cowboy guy, lives with this person called Elle.
Elle.
We know Elle. Elle's the weird.
She was strange. She just looked like someone who, no matter what she ordered, and even if you got it perfectly right, she would just look at you like you were stupid, put it on the counter and leave.
Elle likes Nathan, right?
Okay.
But
Elle looks like 50 years older than all the other people. I understand why you thought she was like the mum.
100%. Yeah. She has a boyfriend.
Elle has basically a boyfriend.
Just a cuck.
Okay, yep.
You have the cuck of the show.
Yep.
Elle's boyfriend.
Yep.
Some fun things happen. There's a party.
Oh, there's a party. The whole of episode 1 was a party.
The whole episode, episode 2, most of it's a party.
It was a sound healing party.
It's a fashion show because it's a sound healing party.
Can I guess? White, beige, white, beige jeans.
Holy shit, how did you get this on one?
Yeah.
Alex, the manager, fucking sasses the whole time.
He was wearing blue in the first episode. I have to say that.
Here's the thing. Okay. I think
bloke left the sound healing party.
There's no real point to like going through the whole episode.
No.
The point is that like
just watch it. It's just very enjoyable show.
I thought I'd just take I thought I want to deep into one specific scene because I don't know. So the overarching story, as we say, is these two sisters have a big beef with
B1 and B2.
Yeah, so B1 and B2 have a beef.
Who said Comedinons?
With Elle, sorry, Hannah. And
weren't they beefing with Elle in the?
No, it was a sound healing party.
Oh, it was sound healing. Okay.
So basically, in the first episode, there's a sound healing party, which is the dumbest shit ever.
It was literally them like listening to like deep house lo-fi music, boom, boom, and then the manager bloke just went, "Yeah, I'm out."
Yeah. And the whole thing is basically like,
can I be one of the characters?
Oh,
so my God. I rock up and we were beefing and now I rock up and there's sound healing. Do you think that's got anything to do with me? Yeah.
One of the new persons.
I think it does,
is Jade, who's like this
guy. Okay.
And he's the person that's like the other influencer, right?
Okay.
The one that's like the most followed apparently on.
Oh, out of all of them.
And now do you remember what the name of the episode was?
The we watched? Or the one that I didn't watch.
The one that said about vibes. Remember, there's a whole thing about vibes.
Oh, we did see it pop up. No, it was something about catching vibes.
We're gonna play an expert in a second because basically in this episode, there's just the most bonkers conversation, and I thought we'd just break it down
about catching a vibe.
It's a bit about a vibe.
It's about a vibe.
So basically, these two people, just to set it up.
Yep.
These two people are walking through a crystal.
Of course museum. They are. A crystal museum.
And so one of them is maybe not as into it as the other one.
Okay.
And they're in this big like crystal egg thing.
All right.
Called a dragon egg.
This is amazing. All right, let's get into it.
Okay.
Nice. Are you feeling it?
Our mics are off.
I personally am feeling,
The buzz?
yeah,
Are you not feeling the vibe?
no.
No, like honestly, like if the word vibe was invented, like this would be why. Like sitting inside a 120 million year old.
How do they know it's 120 million years old though? Because no one's 120 million years old in real life. How do they know that?
It's like when they find dragon bones and stuff like that. Like,
Where do they find dragon bones?
there's some in Australia.
Okay. Dragon bones are not real.
This is the dumbest conversation
That
on
is
TV history.
Absolutely fantastic.
Let's talk about this because there's levels to this.
There
right?
is levels
So we
to this.
start at the start, right?
They're in
What
a
do you need
crystal
to-
museum, which
Basically,
is
it's crystal
crazy.
museum. This is this giant egg thing.
Yeah.
and they're in this like blue like crystal. It's kind of cool.
They're in a blue crystal.
Blue crystal, it's a
Mate,
big
imagine
egg.
the vibe
It's, like,
in there. Imagine
massive
the vibe.
vibe.
Yeah.
If there was vibe was invented 120 years ago. Things you need to understand
Yeah.
is there were like 3 levels to this because at any point of the none of them could feel like they were actually playing along.
Yeah.
I feel like the guy thinks he's playing along, but he says the dumbest shit as well.
Yeah, oh,
so okay.
mate.
The first thing he says is she says if the word vibe was invented, this would be why sitting inside a 120 million year old egg.
Yeah.
First of all, do we know it's? I'm okay with calling it 120 million years old.
Yeah.
It's the next bit that gets me because he questions it. He says,
Yeah.
"Well, how do you?" But first of all, carbon dating.
I think it's an okay thing to question
question.
things. Like, oh, how do they know?
It's when she says,
Yeah.
they find dragon bones and stuff like that.
This is what I love because she's on the right track.
She's on the right logic.
Because she meant to say it's how they date dinosaur bones. But she's gone, oh, what are those big things? Dragons. And it wasn't even when they date them.
No.
Because to her, date means a one-night
Eggs
stand.
vibe.
But it's when they find dragon bones.
And before she can like clarify it, Jade asks not the question we want to know,
No.
which is where do they find
Where do
dragon
they
bones?
find? No, I think that's a great. Yeah. Okay. If they find these dragon bones, where are they finding them? Tell me where
Not
they
only
found
do
a
they
dragon.
find them, Jono. There are some in
In
Australia.
Australia, right in their own backyard.
Right in the back. Who knew dragon bones aren't real?
The dragon bones should be real.
They should be.
And the dragons, as we all know, are 120 years old.
Yeah.
120 years old? 120 million
120
years old. All right, I'll catch you on the vibe.
Yep.
Now, I said the third episode spectacular.
I think it was pretty good.
Absolutely
We did a good job.
spectacular.
We did a good job.
It was an absolute ripper.
I didn't see Willie Smith come in and punch any of
No,
us.
I went out and slapped him in the
Oh, yeah.
break. Yeah,
Oh,
at
good
half
stuff, good
time.
stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I heard him say something that offended me. So I went over and gave him a big whack. Do you know there's people like conspiracy theorying that Chris Rock was wearing a face pad? Like
My favorite thing. Have you seen the clip where they focus on him and
him
Jada?
being Chris Rock? No, Will Smith.
Will Smith
Yeah.
and Jada Pinkett Smith.
Yeah.
There's this moment where like he's laughing at the joke. Will
Yeah,
Smith's laughing at the
yeah.
joke, and Jada Smith is just going.
But that's why they think that it's pretty much known now that it's real. But that's like the
100%.
evidence that it is real. Because
Yeah.
if it was a setup, he wouldn't be laughing. He would be angry straight away. So
True.
that's how you know it's real, because he's been laughing. Then he's realized that, oh, she didn't find that funny. I'll
better go
I'll go
punch
stand up.
someone.
I'll go slap the living daylights out of the host. But absolute banger of an episode. The episode
100%.
18 of the Comedinons. Now we've got to
18.
keep 2 numbers in our heads.
Oh, God.
Episode
3
3
of season 2.
of season 2, episode 18.
altogether.
It's been a wild ride, to be honest.
It's been fun. I'm enjoying it so far.
We
man.
started at a barber shop,
started a barbershop. We ended in Byron Bay.
ended in Byron Bay. In the middle, we had some anxiety, and
some
we
anxiety.
did some phone numbers, and
It's true, Jono.
It's true. It's
Find
good.
us on Apple Podcasts. Give
Find
us
us
a
on
5-star.
Apple Podcast,
5-star review.
5-star review, Spotify as well. Follow our Instagram
Twitter.
pages at the Comedinons.
Yep.
And we'll see you next week.
See you, Jono.